What is up? Welcome to the Nightly Grind, your, weekly podcast of bullshitting and video game news stuff and talk show. Yeah. Anyway, tonight our topic is gonna be mobile gaming. Before I do that, I'm gonna introduce everybody. Tonight we have with us Benthans, Bone, Torn Soul, and Shadow. And of course, I am Ninja Sneakers or Jake or whatever you want to call me. Tonight we're missing somebody you can see down there. There is a staticky screen that should be JT, but he is not here, or Outlaw. So we're going to do something a little bit different tonight. And we're going to go to Bone, which is up here for a news segment. I guess we're gonna start doing this every week. Maybe we'll see if we have new stuff going on. So anyway, Bone, why don't you take the floor and tell us some gaming news?
Sure. I just went. We're just going to talk about the top couple things that interest us every week. The first one was an announcement that happened, I believe, via Reddit on Rainbow Six Siege, which we will be playing the beta of hopefully next week. I think next Thursday it comes out. Anyways, the announcement says, and I'm quoting here, "Hello, we are glad to finally share with you at launch, Rainbow Six Siege will have 11 maps, playable both day or night, all using full potential of our real blast destruction technology." That's one of the things of the game. And here's the kicker. In addition, all post-launch maps will be available will be downloadable for free. We want players to stay with us for the long term and have ambitious post-launch plans that we'll detail at a later stage. And this sort of goes along with what we discussed last week with DLC and splitting communities up. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And it sort of makes me want to get the game a little more than when I was already somewhat considering it. But that's a step in the right direction as far as I'm concerned. I don't know if anybody else has anything they want to say on that.
Yay! I'm still gonna wait for the actual game and play it a little bit before I make any decisions.
I think that's probably everybody. At this point, I'm not going to pre-order, but I will wait and see, especially in the beta. See if I enjoy the beta, then that'll push me in the same direction again. The next was Nintendo announcing their new president. I'll try to say the name: Tatsumi Kimishima. I'm sorry, I really am.
Shadow, you want to give it a shot? I'd have to see it how it's spelled, and I don't have that in front of me right now.
Kimishima.
Kimishia.
Tatsumi Kamisha.
Anyways, he was formerly president of Nintendo of America in the early to mid 2000s. I don't think there's anything to say there, but it's news nonetheless. And we'll see what he ends up doing with the company. And the last was a new Fallout video.
Tatsumi Kimishima.
Okay.
Or Shima.
Sure, it was close.
There we go.
There was actually two new Fallout videos. There was the one, the Perception. I don't know if anybody saw that, but I want to discuss that. They're coming out with a series of Strength, Perception, in order. And they're kind of funny. You should check them out. But the one was about customization, crafting, and modding. And then they talked about the settlements, which they've already discussed previously. And they're going to have workshops at these settlements where you can build items, place them in your settlements, towers, walls, all sorts of different things. The next, they talked about the creation kit for PC, which will be coming out in early 2016. So PC mods will be coming out first, obviously. And then they also mentioned that they're going to be having mods for consoles. Which is a first as far as I'm concerned.
Didn't they say the console kit would come out before the PC kit?
No, PC kit first, then console kit. They're working with Microsoft right now on ironing out the details. So
I'm sure Microsoft is figuring out how to actually charge for every possible thing they can.
So Microsoft will be first. They said they're just starting or in early talks with Sony. So I'm assuming they'll come out with them for the PS4 and maybe PS3. I'm not sure. But it seems like they're moving in that direction. But I thought that was a really big thing because a lot of the purchasers are on consoles now. So to be able to get mods on those will be interesting to see A, how it works, and B, how the players react to them. And then they talked about the crafting system. And the crafting system I thought was very cool because if you've played any of the other Fallout or even Skyrim games, sometimes there's a lot of shit in the game that you pick up and have no use for. Mm-hmm. And they're essentially saying that every single thing that you pick up will be able to be used in the the crafting system they have, modifying weapons and things like that. He said, Todd Howard, who's the president or one of the lead developers. I can't remember what his title is. I'm sorry. But he was essentially saying that they were having issues with in previous games. They had issues with like somebody would figure out an exploit for being able to get a lot of something and sell it for a lot of money. And in this one, nobody's selling anything because they're using it for crafting. He was mentioning how like duct tape and super glue are going to be worth more than grenades because you use them all the time. So that looks extremely cool.
People be getting killed for duct tape.
They're worse than a can of beans.
Yeah. I mean, I think a can of beans is somewhat useless when you get to a higher level, but who knows what they're going to use it for? Maybe the can itself will be used as something rather than the beans. He talked about like things being like a TV will have certain parts in it that you can use in your crafting skill. So that was a cool video. I highly recommend checking that one out. It's called Fallout 4 Customization, Crafting, and Modding Video.
Awesome.
Or just modding. And that's all I got.
Cool. Well, we'll get into our discussion topic of the night, which is mobile gaming. So, who wants to give a little bit of history about mobile gaming? If you read what Bone posted in the forums.
Well, I'll take some of them. I'll take the two first ones. Seems like from the history aspect, the first game on a mobile phone was a Tetris game on the I'm gonna butcher this so bad. Hagnuk MT2000 device from 1994.
Wow.
So if you like Tetris and you had a phone in 1994, there you go.
Probably very, very wealthy.
That too.
A mobile phone in 2004.
Also,
1994.
hey, I remember my first mobile game on my flip phone was a Tetris game, and also they had the Breakout game or whatever it was called, the one with the brick and you hit the ball.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah.
Style.
The next one coming up is Snake, starting in December 1997 on a Nokia phone. Really? It was on Nokia first? Oh, that's interesting news.
I believe it. Nokia was big back in the day.
And the phones never broke.
Yeah.
And the last one I'll do is in the early 2000s, mobile games gained popularity in Japan's mobile phone culture, way before the US and the EU, which I can totally see that because it's still booming.
It's still huge, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the next one. Japan is still the world's largest market for mobile games. $5.1 billion in 2013.
I'm afraid to ask what 2014 looks like.
Yeah, seriously. Then Nokia tried to create its own mobile gaming platform with the N-Gage in 2003. It failed because of the two worlds not mixing well, handhelds and phones. It was sort of, anybody remember the N-Gage?
I remember the N-Gage.
It's a weird system. And everybody was like weirded out by it when they first released it. So it was a big surprise. Then the Apple Store launched in 2008, which completely revolutionized the way people were able to access games and play them on their devices. Smartphones, especially, were coming out just before then too. But the App Store was a huge push in that direction.
Dude, in the 70s, when I was a little kid, I just posted a link. That was the very first handheld game I ever got.
Probably Donkey Kong.
It was a football game. There was no players. It was just these little pixels.
I remember that.
That you moved across the field.
I think my dad had one of those.
Dude, that was awesome, dude. 4 hours in the back of the car, just do. What's
up, JT?
And the last one in history, just the first version of Angry Birds released on iOS in December 2009, which was not long after the App Store went live. And if everybody remembers Angry Birds first coming out, it was enormous.
Yeah, it's probably the only mobile game I've actually ever played, and I played it on a Roku.
So speaking of that, what mobile games have you guys played and enjoyed or didn't enjoy? Have you guys played mobile games?
I play a lot of them. I have a phone, and it's one of those pastimes when I'm taking a dump, I use it.
I played a lot of things with Bird in it. Angry Bird, Flappy Bird. Bird is the word.
Bird, bird, bird.
Bird. I don't know.
The Words with Friends was a big one for a while.
Yeah.
That was kind of
Draw
fun.
Something.
Draw something, yeah.
I
Yeah.
played a couple of the Final Fantasies that have come out on iOS.
I've played 3. No, I played Final Fantasy, the first one on the iOS. I think it was on sale, and I'll pick it up, check it out. Wasn't bad. Input was a little awkward, but other than that, I thought it was a pretty solid game. The 2 major ones that I've been constantly playing, the one was since its release for North America is called Brave Frontier. It's kind of, I wouldn't call it like old-fashioned RPG, but it's got that kind of a chibi feel with the sprites and everything in it. You go on a quest chain. The lore actually is not that bad in the game. It's not one of those games you just try and pass the time and whatever. No, it actually's got a nice driven story to it. The second game I've been playing, it still also has like an auto battle feature to it. It's called League of Angels. Not bad. I like it. It's mostly friend clan type of deal. We play together. You can hire other people's mercenaries and whatnot. Increase your army. You don't actually have to pay. That's one of the best parts. It's a free game.
It's actually free.
It's a free game, but they actually have the system where there's always events that you can get the paid currency every day, and you can almost get I want to say 500 of the in-game currency, which will cost you almost $10 just to get. So, and
Sounds
that's
like a
also
really bad.
that's a different thing along the line. So we'll go into the paid stuff later. But yeah, those are the 2 main ones that I've been playing right now.
So I remember, I forget what year it was. It was whenever the iPod Touch first came out, and was really popular. I always loved the idea of just being able to touch a screen and, something pops up or whatever happens. And now it's like, oh, whatever, it's no big deal now. But when the first iPod Touch came out, I think it was my brother got it for me for Christmas one year or something. And it was super awesome, and I remember looking up games for it right away when I got it. And there was one that was like Monkey Ball or something. You had to guide a monkey around and inside of this dome, and that was a really fun one back in the day. But I tried to I basically found out a way to get emulators and stuff on this little iPod Touch. So it was a lot of fun trying to figure all that out and just messing with some of the games. I remember I would play them in car trips or whatever we were doing. So that was my source of mobile gaming for a while. So we mentioned some of these bigger games. What like huge games have you heard about for mobile gaming? I know Clash
Candy
of
Crush.
Clans is a huge one.
Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. We're Just Friends, I think, is still pretty big. I know Trivia Crack. Trivia something?
Crack, I've played that one. It's like Trivial Pursuit, but a little different. It's a
Really?
little- but it's kind of like Trivial Pursuit.
But let me guess, it's really, really stupid questions. Like,
No,
There are difficult questions, but there are also ones made up by people who play the game.
Where did cheese come from?
Where's My Water is another big one. Anybody ever play that one? Never really liked
Where's
it.
my water?
Yeah, I can't. It was a long time ago I played it. There's like water at the top, and you have to get it to a certain place at the bottom by blowing things up and stuff. I think it was like super popular from what I remember.
No, I never heard of that one. I know Clash of Clans
Was
is
it
popular.
Vainglory? It's a MOBA from mobile MOBA. I think it's Vainglory. It's called. I've heard it's very good on tablets, but I never actually played it.
No, I never heard of it either.
Yeah.
So did anybody? I missed this question on here, but did anybody play the calculator games while you were in school? On the TI
couldn't
80,
afford it.
83 or 85?
I wrote boobs upside down a few times.
No.
I remember playing Drug Wars. That was
Graphing
my big one.
calculators. Yeah, I played
I never played.
Tetris on somebody's graphing calculator.
I haven't.
There's
Drug
a very
Wars is
I
great.
think you could do basic coding. You could even write in other games into your.
There was some kind of a Dragon Ball Z game that I found for mine, and I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was interesting.
I must know.
There was that. There was like Tetris and Snake, and I remember you had to like go in and actually like download it, and it was weird. But yeah, those were good times. The Dragon Ball Z one was fun.
Drug Wars. That's the only thing I remember playing. Bone probably knows what Drug Wars is. You're only like 4 years younger than I am.
Yeah,
5
That
years
sounds
younger.
familiar.
Throwing age around here
It
again.
was a text. Well, I'm saying you guys are talking about like going on road trips with the family, playing a fucking iPad Touch.
I
Yeah.
never said that.
What's that?
Like, here's a coloring book, okay? That's where you use crayons to color shit in, you know?
What?
The guy that said it was right over there.
I'm so old. My dad would just go, "Look out the window for a while."
Well, I mean, like,
out the window.
Are
and
we
just-
there yet?
I remember
What,
that
you can't
like
see
playing
now?
clandestine shit too, because you couldn't get caught playing Drug Wars in school, man. That gets you into
Yep.
I guess next question would be business models. Kind of, I guess, engaged a little bit in that when I was talking about League of Angels there. The pay per download.
That's old school at this point.
Yeah, I was about to ask, like, what?
Well, like games like Final Fantasy is still paid because it's like $7 or $8 or whatever, and I can
Yeah.
understand that because they're big games.
I wouldn't call it really per download. I would call it like pay to download more than per.
It's the essential, the first essential purchase that
You pay
make
for the game.
app.
Yeah, and
You mean actually just buy the game once? That
Yeah.
that old, rather cliche idea?
Yeah.
well, you buy it and you have it on your phone now.
You own it.
Yeah. The latest one that came out actually, they moved Final Fantasy VII over to the iOS. You can play it on your iPhone. A lot of fans are kind of distraught about it due to the fact that you have options to max level your character instantly and have all the gil in the game.
And still
And-
not be able to beat the fucking
And it turns off random battles in the overworld.
So what's the
Just
point
run
of
right through
playing
the
it?
game.
Story, I'm
Story.
guessing.
Yeah, the
The
story
Story.
it makes it on easy mode so you can play the story.
Yeah.
And this is a game that came on 4 discs.
Yep. And now it's on a phone.
Or CDs, not DVDs. CDs.
Yeah.
Right.
Discs.
And actually, if you think about 7 was, I think, in total about like 1.3 gigs.
Probably pushing that, man.
I think it was 1.3 if I remember my PS3 download of it.
It was a long game.
But if it's on mobile, I'm guessing it might be a little bit smaller due to the fact that I don't
They
know, I'm
probably
just-
were able to compress a lot of the files down.
1.36 gigs.
Ow, so close. I should probably not be happy about that.
So we got your different paying options, at least for your app. So we have like the pay per download is what you already said, or
You're
subscription,
basically buying a full game.
where you pay to play so often or whatever. You can.
I think
play.
that's a lot more popular in Japan. I've never even heard of a single game in the US where you subscribe.
I know in games themselves, like the free ones, you can subscribe and you can get like bonus membership things. It is in North America also, but then it's mostly in the RPG based ones with a little bit of like arena multiplayer and whatnot. I have noticed it, and it does give a gigantic boost if you do pay per month than if you don't pay per month.
Mhm.
So. But I wouldn't say it completely breaks the game because a free user can still get to a lot of the end content. If that really makes sense for a phone game having end content.
I really don't even think you can even talk about the Japanese style systems versus the American. It's a completely different culture.
Yeah.
So
Different people, they want completely different things from the games.
Yep.
So, another thing would
play.
be free to play. Yeah, and a lot of free to play games, which is the most popular model of this. I think most of them have microtransactions. There are very few games that don't. They have to make their money somehow. So I know, I don't know, Candy Crush might have an option for it. I know Words with Friends, you could buy like I think it was like gold or something, and the gold was used to unlock words or unlock a letter of a word or something like that.
Well, no, you buy bombs to like help you figure it out more. You can destroy some of the letters. Or no, that's what the bomb does. It destroys letters, so you have less letters to deal with, and so on and so forth. I know in Draw Something, you could buy gold at the same time, because I think Draw Something worked with Friends, and something else was like the same company. They kind of like pushed it out, or it was bought out eventually by the same company. That you could pay real money to get in-game currency to buy like new colors, more palette type stuff. I think layers at one point.
Yeah.
So.
So why do you guys, after talking about like the pricing and stuff, like most apps are only, or games are only like $2 or $3 at most if they're not free. So why do you guys think that mobile games are so popular?
Super easy.
Super easy, and the fact that like you're on the bus. If anyone lives with a bus transit system, you can pull out your phone, and guess what? You can play a game quickly. Like the games are super easy. They're meant for short amount of time, so you can always pop in and out, so you don't lose much data. Yeah, it's just user friendly, I guess, would be the best thing to say.
And everybody has a phone.
Yeah. Even little kids now have phones or some sort of device that can play apps.
And I'll take it as far as saying most of the games are for casual gamers.
I'll just be cynical and just say that it's cheap junk that's very cheap and inexpensive, and people who sit on their phones a lot are probably going to be willing to buy cheap junk that they'll play once and never play ever again.
Yeah, but wouldn't you also say that about some of the games that are like worth $60? We're like, oh man, this was cheap junk.
Oh, I'm not saying that isn't. I'm not saying that isn't it. Evolve. But what I'm saying is that it's the entire. To me, the entire mobile game is nothing more than the candy sitting in a checkout in the grocery store. It's cheap. It doesn't really do much of anything. But if somebody's sitting there waiting in line and they see, hey, there's bubble gum, and it's only $1. Oh, what the hell? I'll buy a pack. That to me is most mobile.
I gotta stop you there, because that candy does have a purpose. Its purpose to go into your stomach, and let you be happy for that second until you have you regret it.
Me, like I said, I'm not a mobile gamer at all. So to me, I'd rather read than sit there and fuck around on a fucking game on a cell phone. But to me, it's one of those things where it's like I said, it's cheap, meaningless. It's not designed to be anything other than a spontaneous buy. And the idea is hopefully most of these games, like with the actual in-game or the microtransactions, it's designed for a player to catch your attention for a little bit and hopefully make you throw more money at it to get crap to maybe keep your attention to it a little bit longer. But there's no real substance.
All
like
about those ads.
Yeah,
but there are games like Final Fantasy which are more than just that. But they also cost real.
Well, it's not just Final Fantasy. It's
others. There's others.
It's like there are gems out there in the mobile game market. I know some of them are probably made by like AAA AAA companies. Square Enix puts out a lot of different games, and they also signed with other.
They also make
developers.
a lot of games that are complete rip-off junk games, like the one which was you pretty much had to pay for freaking everything you did in the game. I know I can't remember the exact name of it, but it's lauded as one of the worst fucking examples of microtransactions in the game.
You're talking about the South Park episode?
No, freaking Final Fantasy game. I don't know. Like I said, I literally give no fucks about mobile games. So, but it's just to me, it's like it's all just rip off. It just really is, and especially anything that's made by Ubisoft, because Ubisoft has a tendency to take old titles that were old console games or old games that were made for like Vita, and other handheld systems.
Gotta know that C++.
Yep, and they take these old games that you can buy for $1, and then they'll sell them for like $5 on freaking.
They're the bargain bin at your local like radio.
If they were selling it cheaper, yeah, I'd say so. But they're not selling it cheaper. They're taking games that you can find cheap and then marking the price up for the cell phone market.
They had to put all that work into putting it on a phone.
Yeah, they just took it and then put it there. I mean, it's God, man. Just think about how much broadband they've used and how much just.
See, I kind of agree with you. Like, myself, I'm not a huge mobile gamer. Like, I've played mobile games, but they're not exactly my thing. I would rather be doing something else, like listening to good music, or playing music, or playing real video games. I don't really read, so
yeah,
read.
That. My God,
read
books.
For God's sake!
You can download books on this and read on this.
Dude, but I only have this.
The writers will read the books to you now. Good God, read.
But what was I gonna say? I do think that there are games out there that are worth the $1 or $2 that you might pay for them. I even know there are games on the iOS or Android that are like FTL, which is just the mobile version of FTL, which is awesome.
I was about to say, isn't FTL on the mobile market?
It is.
I know. I'm. Oh, speaking of mobile games, since we are on that topic now, Humble Bundle. If you guys want to get a good deal, you should check out Humble Bundle. They will throw on some great DRM-free mobile games.
Sponsored.
Yeah, right.
One day, maybe. But
that or
Humble Bundle is a great way to find a lot of great stuff, from ebooks to anything.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely love Humble Bundle. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
What do you guys think about companion app games?
Companion? What do you mean by companion app games?
There's companion app games like Battlefield 4 has your stats manager.
Oh, okay.
World of Warcraft has the Armory. Grand Theft Auto has the iFruit app.
Dog thing, yeah.
I think normally they suck.
Usually they suck.
I am looking forward to the Fallout 4 one. In all honesty.
Yeah, look, there you go.
Fallout had released that Vault game. Anybody play that? I played it. It wasn't bad. I mean, once you reach a certain level, there's nothing else to do, so it's like, I'm done. But it was fun enough. I mean,
it's free advertising for Fallout.
Exactly. It was like something to whet my appetite before I got the game, because they pissed that it was November.
Now you're looking at the actual idea behind a lot of these. They're cheap, they're junk, and they're basically their advertisement for people to go buy the actual game when it gets released on whatever platform they're trying to hype for.
Well, the Grand Theft Auto one, like that's actually a companion app. Like
hype.
You can like make your changes to your car in the app. Lame.
Wow.
It was really lame. I'm not
so it looks really, really cool when that asshole with the rocket launcher blows you up. Yeah.
Destiny also has a companion app, I guess you could say, or Bungie has one for Destiny. I used it for a little bit because that was one way you could connect with your clanmates, because in Destiny itself, you have no way to join a clan or really chat with your clan. To do that, you either need the mobile version of it or you need to go online and do all that. So that's a downfall there, but I have used it for a little bit, but its load time was horrible. To load any information, to do anything on the app itself, it was just complete garbage.
So basically it allows you to communicate with people outside the game?
It allows you to communicate with your clan
Zoom or something like that.
No, I'm just curious. No, I would say that's probably the only thing I would say that's an actual interesting aspect, because if you're a console gamer, you really do not have a way to connect or communicate with people outside of your game system. Mm-hmm. If your game system's off, you do not exist. But if you have something on the cell phone that doesn't necessarily give out your cell phone number or any of the information like that you may not want some random person getting, it's an interesting aspect to that. But
that's your people like us that just like we all have each other's numbers and
yeah, but we've also known each other. It wasn't like the first day we met you were like, dude, what's your cell phone number, man?
Here's my number. Hey, here's my social security number to go along with that.
I might throw out there anti, but no, I'm just kidding.
Well, anti is a different case, okay?
People don't know anti.
We share anti as like
explanation
bank account number with strangers.
Should we give an explanation of what anti is if people don't know who anti is?
It's better if it's a mystery.
They literally won't care.
It's better if it's a mystery.
Oh, poor anti. Oh well.
It's better if it's a mystery. Let's just put it that way.
But no, I think companion apps. I think there are some good companion apps out there. I used one for Final Fantasy 14. It was really nice. It was well developed. Load times weren't so
They had
bad.
an app for that.
Yeah, they did.
What did
It wasn't called like Final Fantasy 14 app, but Square actually developed a companion app that let you like check quest stats, check out what events are going on where at the time, and all that stuff.
Why? That's why you can alt tab. I just
Or you
don't
don't
have a different monitor set up, and maybe I'm just too PC elite for this, but it's like I've never been at a point when I'm video gaming and my thought is, oh my god, where's my cell phone? I need to check something. It's been okay, alt tab, okay, and I've done that like in raids and Warcraft, while healing.
Well, here's the thing. It's just moving away from that. Like, you don't have to alt tab now. And also, it's not all just about the quests or trying to find the events. There's other things that the companion apps really do give that's nice to have it on there. It's not someone just creating it up.
And there might be people that like that. And
Yeah, they might not want to alt tab all the time. They might not want to have a second monitor and their game not in full screen, because if you switch to the second monitor, guess what? You're alt tabbing most of the time.
Borderless window.
So there
I hate
was,
that.
Off of
Borderless window.
kind of gaming related, but not really. When I was playing StarCraft, I had an app that gave me build orders and times of building and stuff like that, where I would look. You can't really alt tab or see it on your second screen without certain things going on. So I would have it on my tablet in front of me, and still be able to play the game. So that was a good way of learning StarCraft. Not really mobile gaming related.
Don't you mean
but
getting your ass anally raped by random scarred StarCraft players until you
Nope.
can stay around too faint?
Here's one. I don't know if Bone actually heard of this one. I don't know if it's for iOS or not, but there's an app out there that you can actually link. I think it's to the game you're playing, or not the game you're playing, but for League of Legends, your username, that it will actually track if Baron's down in a timer and so on with Dragon and so on.
yeah. Except you
It's
don't
like
need
a
it anymore
jungling
because it doesn't
companion
in
app.
game.
It was good for like junglers.
Bone knows about it. Bone's like, yeah,
It doesn't in game. I had I don't even think.
yeah, there we go.
I
Yeah,
think I deleted it. It
I
was-
thought
it was
I'm like,
really
oh,
useless.
know this one.
now we know why Bone was always so on point with those Baron calls. Now, man.
It was easier. Honestly, it was easier to just write it in chat in game, because you'd have to look down your phone to figure out where
the
on a
button,
Baron timer.
Wake the
Yeah.
phone
And then
up.
your phone falls asleep, and you're like, crap.
add 6 minutes and say dragon in this.
I see. I rest my case on that. That's the exact example why Alt Tab is a lot better than wake the phone up, take off the screensaver. God forbid you have like a number pad lock on there or something.
There was a company.
Wasted
Was it Rocat that was making the keyboard that you could put your phone in, and then they would have apps that you could load up onto your phone that helped you in the game. Sort of getting a little bit off topic, but not quite. But I don't think it went. I don't think it went anywhere. But it was a bizarre idea. I don't know why I would do
God.
by phone on my keyboard.
Oh, Logitech
Maybe some
has
people
that.
would be into it. But I don't know.
Logitech has that with one of their keyboards where you get an app that can like sync with a whole bunch of other things. A lot of it's like for League of Legends. I know there's another Logitech keyboard that already has an LED display installed on it. That's basically, I don't know if it's just built for League, but it actually has like Baron timer and all that other stuff in it. So
Yeah. I mean, League now, the timers is on the screen is when you hit tab, so it's really no use for that.
oh really?
Yeah. Yeah.
So basically, the companion app is bad.
It's
Well,
useless.
I guess if you want to do jungle like clearing and everything,
Yeah, I mean, if you want to try and time it without actually seeing the time that they do it at, then maybe, but you can still just write it down and know the time in your head. It's not that difficult.
For some people, Bone, it is.
It probably is, yeah.
Oh,
It's hard to add 5 minutes.
this This is why we hate playing League.
Counter jungle, guys.
I did want to add that
Counter jungle.
I played the game threes on my phone. Everybody else play that?
Here, guys. I'll beat.
Anti. Nothing has even spawned yet.
Does anybody else play the game threes on their phone?
No.
It's a pretty good game. I'd recommend. I think there's a free version of it now. I got the paid version for like $1. It doesn't have ads.
Oh
that goes
man.
back to
I rest my case on buying
the business models. The business models. Yeah, I mean, pay
Shut
$1,
up.
you don't see ads. Is that worth it to you, or is it not? That's an interesting question.
So
How much would you pay not to see ads?
Yeah, yeah, that's a big thing for me. I actually hate seeing ads on stuff. So, I was watching the PAX Twitch broadcast actually, and they were advertising hardcore for this mobile game that was essentially a MOBA. So you could, one person can have their iPad and another person could have their Android device, and everybody could play this one MOBA online or whatever it may be, but it was like a team competitive game. So I don't know, what do you guys think about like multiplayer games like that transitioning over into mobile?
Mobile games already have a lot of multiplayer based games. MOBA style,
Just basically.
some of it I think is in real time, where I know I played like an RPG PvP based one where you are in real time fighting another person, and then there are some where it's you facing a ghost of that person where the computer controls it. I think it is going to get better once everyone starts getting their phones upgraded or the cellular towers being better. So 4G LTE increased. I don't know, but connectivity and being able to do multiplayer like that will one day, I think, be an actual like I don't know.
Yeah, I have that on PC right now. Not later. I have it now.
Yeah, but you can't play
Shadow. This is why we don't like you.
Just
mobile.
I'm not knocking mobile gaming. I'm saying, honestly, if I wanted a mobile game, I would.
It is not always about you, man.
I would buy it. Yes. I mean, it's
like it's a different type of system. It's
saturation.
There's definitely different
Saturation.
We didn't discuss this, but
yeah. Well, we all can't drag our PS4 into the pooper while we're going.
Well, I can. You have, all right. But what I'm saying is,
We can set up the mirror where you can see all the way to your bedroom and be in there playing.
to me, the key behind mobile gaming is basically what we've already discussed. Everybody has one of these. All right, everybody. Not okay, maybe not you, Torn, but I'd say good deal.
No, I do. I just don't agree. Everybody's got one.
What I'm saying is that this is the ultimate platform to sell something on.
Mm-hmm.
You can, if I'm trying to sell a game on a Nintendo DS, I can only market to people that are going to buy a Nintendo DS. If I'm trying to sell a game on a PC, I can only market to people that own a PC. If I'm trying to sell a game to somebody that owns a cell phone, I'm marketing to a shit ton of people. And a good deal of those people will at some point in their time get bored enough at work, everybody does it, and go, I wonder what's on the
thing
store.
is there are lots of things out there to help people make apps for this, make games for this. And it's a way for people to make money. People are they're desperate. Come on.
Especially
a decent game, pump it out there for even
come out with the next Fruit.
Like what? Flappy Birds?
Fruit Ninja? Come out with like Fruit Ninja, you're making bank.
Bank.
think about it right now.
Bank.
If I know I'm like advertising Humble Bundle here. Humble Bundle, I think, has their one deal going on where they give you a Game Maker Studio Professional, and if you pay like $12 or more, you can also get the Android coding kit, which will actually let you move it over to the
RPG
Android.
makers and stuff like that.
No, it's Game Maker Studio where you can make any game you want with
They
it.
have that on Steam, didn't they?
Because that's
Yeah,
just what every iOS and the Android store needs.
It's Game
Another
Maker
shit ton of
Studio is
crappy
not
games
just for
flooding the market.
iOS and that. You can
Well, not only that, but some people have ingenuity. They come up with great games.
look at the indie game market.
Yeah,
Don't get him. Wait! Don't ever get him started on indie games. What is wrong with you?
Look at this.
Intermission!
Look at this
now!
really
just
access
see
market.
All I gotta say about that is
His horns came out. He was all freaking out.
go to Steam and just look up indie gaming and find a good indie game. Okay.
So,
Thank you, Hot
let's,
Sticks.
There
let's,
are some good indie games out there.
No, but
Yeah,
remember that
there
game?
are some good indie games out there, and then there is a metric shit ton of crap.
Of
out
course
there
there
as
is.
well.
Go look at the mods for
You know the
Skyrim.
hardest game in the
Shitty
world.
mods.
Have you ever played the
But this
hardest
is
game in the
great.
world?
There's one on Steam right now that came out that was like
What's the
99 cents, and you couldn't beat it because they made the first stage impossible to
Impossible.
beat.
I told you about that one.
Have you ever played the hardest game in the world?
What's the hardest
What
game
game's
in the
that?
world?
It's just this block that goes across the screen, and every time there's like pointy things, you got
Yeah.
to jump over them.
It's fun.
And it's like it's mind-numbingly fun. It's obnoxiously fun for how stupid it
He
is.
called it out. Shower with your dad. That's a perfect example of a pure shit game that's made a lot of money.
You know, they
Look,
censored it in the
Some people are
US.
just excited by wieners. Can we get off?
It has nothing
A lot
to
of
do with
13-year-old
nothing to do with
gamers
the
out there.
pixelated
Not just
wiener
regular
aspect. It has to do with the game is the simplest aspect of it's a quick speed time game. You have to go find your quote unquote father. It's nothing more than a quick reaction time game.
Wait,
You're-
I haven't
Played
watched anything on that game. I'm assuming it's like match your penis type thing.
You got to basically
know,
you
I
pick the kid, and the kid has a certain hair color, and you have to find the father. But the thing is like it's like a time attack mode, from what I gather, where it's like you get popped up in the
come
middle of
out for sale, dude. Is it
And
gonna
you
come
have-
out?
But I'm saying you have to literally sit there and like your character pops up and you have to quickly find your father. And it's nothing more than a match game. Nothing more. It's the simplest fucking premise ever.
You just match the patch, huh?
That's
I
it.
bet he makes $1 billion off that thing.
More than likely.
Match
Just
the
like the guy on Flappy Birds basically took an entire freaking game that was nothing more than a Mario fucking turtle with wings and a fucking pipes.
That wasn't a turtle.
That's what I'm saying.
Whatever the fuck it was. I don't
Some of
fucking-
those games, some people like people that travel and stuff need those just stupid, easy games to plug into and just forget, you know, what they're.
Look.
That's what threes is like.
Look.
That's what threes is
Look,
like.
I'm already with. Look, I got books right next to my desk. I read them all the time. I'm with you on that.
But Shadow, some people can't read in a car when they're traveling, but they can actually play a game.
I
Wait.
can't read in car when I'm
People
traveling.
just don't like reading.
I can't even use. But that's just that. See that, and that explains why they're willing to spend 99 cents on pretty colors and shit.
People just don't enjoy
I mean,
it. I don't
Dude,
fault them.
our generation is going to be the last generation that can write in cursive. Think about that.
It's a
God,
waste.
no.
It really is a
Think
waste.
about that. That's like spy code.
That
When
hurts
was the
my
last time you wrote in cursive?
It's like spy code for
My
adults.
handwriting's
When-
like a mixture of cursive calligraphy and really bad
when was
English.
the last
so-
time you wrote in cursive?
Last week.
I've never
Uh,
really written in
When I
cursive.
sign my name to
Well, yeah,
something.
other than that.
But I can write in cursive. That's the point.
Ninja and Benthans are like
Cursive?
I had
Let's
Is that what you
elevate you.
does?
third grade. I had cursive like class where that
Same.
you spent an hour like copying A,
then-
big A, little A.
And then if you were really good at it, they would give you a pen to write cursive in.
I never got a pen. I was excellent at it.
It's a
I didn't get a pen. I just got an education.
Yeah, what's that? They again, toward that's we're talking crazy right there. So yeah,
Stop it.
So,
They still teach it. They just
Anyway,
don't require
back
you.
so back to
anyways.
mobile gaming. Somebody
Sorry.
tell me about Pokemon Go because I am
Yes.
probably the biggest Pokemon fan here.
You haven't
And
seen,
I haven't
the
seen
Go
this.
video. You need
You
to
are
go
not
watch
bigger
it
Pokemon fan. No.
Hey.
right after we're done. Don't
Why
leave
doesn't
it.
someone hit YouTube right now and share their screen? So we
I
can-
literally will not touch that game
Yeah.
because Pokemon is like cocaine.
Well,
So tell me about it.
Pokemon,
That's cocaine in the world.
I love cocaine.
Pokemon Go.
Tor's like, I like
No, I
dry
don't. I don't really love cocaine.
I know we were joking about this.
Don't
I
do
can't remember-
Pokemon Go is a game. There's a developer or a group that Google had hired to make an augmented reality game. I can't remember the name of the game or the developers.
Ingress.
Maybe. And then it sort of failed a little bit because they had issues. Who knows how much money Google gave them? They didn't give enough money to actually run it correctly. Anyways,
Google really has
Nintendo got involved with these people to make an augmented reality Pokemon game. So you take your phone and you open your game and you can look around and you can find Pokemon in your world. Like when I walk outside, I can look in my tree and maybe there's a Pokemon up there. And I can and in the video, they're in Times Square.
They got the characters to be in the environment properly.
Yes. So but by looking at the video, it looks like they see like you're in a forest, and then they put like a cartoon forest in front of you with a Pokemon, and you can capture it. And then in the video, they showed a shit ton of
kids on
people.
the freeway.
And then
Little Billy's last words were, "Gotta catch them all," right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, officer. I was catching.
He caught a Buick at 65.
I'm sorry, officer. I had to get that Bulbasaur.
That Grimer is so hard to catch.
They're literally. I honestly think it's awesome. I think it's a really cool idea.
Calm down.
But oh my god, it's going to be funny watching how many people. I can already. I'm not even thinking about like the legitimate stuff. I'm thinking about the comedy aspects of it. I can see. We already have people that are. How many videos have you seen with somebody's like on their cell phone walking into a door, or walking into a fucking fountain,
or walking off a
I
curb?
see some kid running across the lawn with his phone out.
I can just. It's literally going to be. It's going to be. There's going to have to be fatalities. I mean everything. But there's going to be.
Jimmy, what are you doing? I'm trying to.
You can already see the problems coming with this. We were joking about it. It's like I live in Baltimore, and it's already going to be like one of these things where it's like that on North Avenue, part of the city you don't want to be in any time of day. And it's going to be like
Pokemon will lie.
Midway introduces mortal Pokemon.
Yuppies from freaking Fells Point, the more upper class part of Baltimore, are going to be going into the bad part of the city to catch Pokemon with their $700 cell phone. Yeah,
someone will make a game out of it.
Combination, man.
And there's very few details out about it right now, so I don't know if because I live near the ocean. If I
you have GPS coordinates that you broadcast.
That actually, from what I found out, that's not going to happen. Region is not happening right now. From last I checked, I guess that was more of a rumor than an actual set in stone thing. So it's just going to be you're going to walk outside and you're going to see Pokemon. There's not going to be region selected.
So there's no trading, or there's no need. So that's what I was thinking. Like if they made it so that I live near the ocean, somebody else lives in the desert, we can trade because we get different Pokemon. I still think
that trading would still be needed because like the chances of seeing Pokemon, like I think
you're never gonna find me in a desert. I just don't.
We'll get to the technical aspect of that if we really want to jump to that. If it's going to be a random generated system, then that half the game is fucked right there, because it won't take people long to figure out what's randomly generating the images on the screen and how the freaking cameras and how the system's deciding what you're seeing, where you're seeing it, how you're seeing it, based on what time of day it is, how much light, how much color, blah, 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 blah. And then people will manipulate the fuck out of that system.
Yeah, there's so few details right now, but at the end of the video, you got to see the video. It's fucking awesome. It's a very Nintendo moment. Black, white, Asian, young, old are in the middle of Times Square fighting a Mewtwo. And like everybody's throwing their Pokemon. The hell's going down, and they beat it at the end, and the crowd erupts.
Someone pulls out a pow, 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 pow.
It's like the most absurd thing, but it would be very cool.
It's gonna be horribly wonderful when it goes live, because people are gonna die.
For our viewers, Bone here is probably gonna be one of those guys in Times Square trying to catch me. He's gonna be like there with his daughter. Throw the Pokeballs!
I will probably buy a actual touch screen phone just to play this game.
Dude, what about the accessories? Supposedly, like the accessories vibrates or does something.
Yes, that's right. That's right. It looks like
vibrates.
It looks like a teardrop-shaped Pokemon.
32 car pile up on the Beltway this morning as a motherfucker tried to stop and catch a Pokemon. Unfortunately, the 18-wheeler behind him did not see him hit his brakes.
There's like a teardrop-shaped Pokeball that you can wear. It's like it can be like a keychain, or you can put it in your pocket, and it'll
That
buzz if
vibrates.
there's a Pokemon near you.
That
As like
vibrates.
as like a
cool.
notification, and like it's like you have your notifications on. It'll buzz you and let you know. So I could be in the middle of a meeting. Sorry, I gotta get this Pokemon real quick.
We're gonna get this.
You.
We're gonna get this account if it's the last thing we do.
I
Gotta
did.
go.
Funny if you're in the middle of a meeting and 5 people get that buzz.
5 people jump over the desk and just take off.
It's like, well, we know what they're playing.
Or
or
it's
it's like
just
the
like
lead
this.
for-
You're like sitting at your table and the meeting comes up, and all of a sudden you're just like,
I could see the Pokeball thing being like a serious fashion accessory in Japan, but here,
Oh no, dude!
No,
In
it's just a
Japan, it
keychain.
will literally take over the country.
Buy
here it'll
stock.
just be a keychain, you know.
And
Buy
then with-
stock now.
With it, what right now they're probably working on Rule 34 on that.
Yeah,
So
different
I mean,
colors. They're gonna have they can have everything.
No, it'd
So,
be damn Zubat in the kitchen again.
Yeah, Bulbasaur.
Bulbasaur's in the kitchen.
it'll be Zubats. It'll be Zubats.
That's
Ben
everywhere.
has played fucking Pokemon here. I know that
I
for a
wonder what's in
fact.
my garage. Womp, damn a Zubat.
all right,
I wonder
so
what's in the garage.
Yeah, I can already see that now. Complete and utter, yet again, mixing drugs and video games. Why is your house burning down? Oh, well, there were Zubats in the attic. They just wanted. I'm waking up at 3:00 in the morning because my Pokeball is vibrating because there's another goddamn Zubat in my attic. Yeah.
I need more repel. Need more repel.
See, that'll be the thing too, man. See, you're already making market for it. That'll be one of the
I don't know.
in-game items you can purchase. Repel. So when you're in a business meeting, you can use Repel to make sure you don't get any, Pokemon warnings.
We just sit here, we can come up with a ton of stuff. The future is going to open up when technology gets so
Technology's already here.
extremely cheap and powerful that
Technology is already here at that point, dude.
it is not that kind of. It's not there yet.
10 years ago.
It's not there yet.
10 years
10
from
years
now.
ago, if I told you you could have a fucking phone in your hand like this, you'd have been calling me a crazy motherfucker. Jake, hold up your cell phone.
No, I'm totally with
It's
you. on
not a
this.
phone, it's a
Technology is not.
computer.
That was the phone from 10 years ago. This is the phone now. And this is old.
Technology will finally be here the day after I die, so I cannot enjoy it.
I
As
am
a
the
fact of
point.
life I have already accepted.
Anyways.
Y'all would just do better if you accept it now.
Look, I am the 0.01% of the people in the world that still have a flip phone.
And the
You got
irony
a
is
zero in there.
that-
0.001.
That the
Zero.
irony is that after this thing breaks or dies and goes away, your phone will still work. So
That's right. That's right. Who was that guy that got saved? He got shot in a bullet. He got stopped by his Nokia.
hey,
Nokia
broke
broke.
the phones, man.
Save your life.
All right, so we're coming to the end of our podcast here.
No, we're having fun.
So I'm gonna go ahead and do our typical thumbs up, thumbs down, or maybe for mobile gaming. So what do you guys think?
Wait. Before we do this, I want to guess what Shadow's doing.
Huh?
Shadow, you're gonna probably say "fuck off."
I literally
No,
have
I'm
no
gonna go this for now because but I
Yeah.
think mobile gaming can go way up
I think
yeah.
it could skyrocket.
here soon. It's gonna do that.
It already is huge. It's not
No,
something
but
that
see,
appeals
you gotta
to
understand.
everyone.
This is not going to be around much longer. This is clunky. This gets lost. This gets broken.
Yeah, it's gonna eventually go right back to what Jake had. Because remember, like fucking 10 years ago, the smaller your phone, the fucking cooler you were.
You're not going to have handheld gadgets.
You wear on your wrist, and
It'll be on your wrist. It'll be on your head. It'll be anywhere but in your pocket. That
I've
is
been
not where
listening
you want
for the
people to have
past.
their device.
You've been on that for the past 7 years. It isn't gonna happen.
You have one now that projects it onto your skin right here.
Yeah.
Dude,
Wristband, and it projects.
you do
it-
not. The more you have this out of people's pockets, the better it is for you if you are trying to make money. So you got to get it out of people's pockets. This is going to go away.
Most people never have that in their pocket to begin with.
See what I'm saying?
I did want to point out, we didn't discuss it, but the demographics of people who play mobile games is way different than gamers. A lot
Oh,
more
yeah.
women play.
Yet again, though, like I said, it's not. I don't consider this a gaming tool. I consider this a selling tool. Everybody has a cell phone. Everybody has access to download or buy anything on it.
Sure.
If you have a cell phone, you generally have a credit card attached to it. So it isn't like it's a difficult thing. It isn't like you need to worry about spending $1 because, like I said, it's like a candy at a checkout lane. It's only 99 cents. I'll just buy it. What the fuck? If I don't like it, oh, well, I only wasted $1. So I mean, it's not really. I don't consider it a gaming.
It is one of a kind. I just lied.
Yep. See, we as a gamer, I would consider mobile gaming casual gaming, but I don't know. But anyway, yeah, let's do our thumb. I give it a thumb sideways.
I give it
Thumbs
this for
up
now.
for it.
Up
I'm
in
gonna
the
stay up
future.
because I
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
it's
think
like
I
a
enjoy
cheer, and I'm pretty sure Shadow's like a.
I just
Shadows like
That
I
was,
I can't really. I have no like I said. My opinion is that it's just it's fodder.
Yeah.
the
Alright.
podcast can't end until you give a thumb up, thumb down, or maybe we'll take it.
So,
Why are you throwing up gang signs?
That's a
oh,
gang sign,
weird.
dude. That's just.
Weirdo.
yeah.
I like to know what gang flips the bird upside down and right way. That's an interesting gang.
The Milwaukee fuckers? I don't know.
Well,
The fuck yes.
again, I hope you
about
guys
that. I think he lives out there, doesn't he?
hope you guys enjoyed the show here. Make sure you hit that follow button down below. You can also check out our YouTube, our Twitter, our website. Make sure you go subscribe to those, follow those, sign up. for our forums.
Nightlygrind.tv.
It's the nightlygrind.tv.
And remember, if you don't agree with anything I say, which most people don't, feel free to jump on the forums and yell at me because I will fucking yell back.
Do it. Do it. It's funny. It's really
fun.
funny.
It's a lot of fun.
Hilarious. We will give you powers.
You will be a wizard.
Do it.
We
Don't
shall
make
be
promises you can't keep.
Do so at your own risk, though.
Again.
We'll get laid.
Yeah. A supermodel straight to your house.
Everybody heard it here first, man. That's some really deep words there, man.
No.
This has
only become a
been-
wizard when you're a virgin for 40 years.
Okay.
Oh, shut it down. Oh, shut it
This
down.
has been the Nightly Grind. Next week, we're going to talk about hookers at Taco Bell. We'll see you later.
Later.